Goober Stews coming at you from California Wild. Now, today's broadcast is how to travel to places like this without hurting your business. It's very simple. I've broken down this into two ways. So, first of all, odds are you're an internet marketer or internet entrepreneur, and most internet entrepreneurs, including me, don't move around. We like to hunker in a stable environment and just keep working on our computers, yet we're somehow remote and we stop ourselves from going to places like this. And then today, I'm going to show you exactly how I managed to disappear for 3 or 4 days, go to places like this without hurting the business, without imploding the business, and very practical, especially in 2024, we have the means and the technology to do this. No matter, there's no more excuses. This is very new. This wasn't possible until January this year, but now it is. So first of all, there's two ways. Okay, the first way is to use this as a place to recharge, and then go back and use all that active recovery. You've rejuvenated. You've opened up your mind. You've experienced some. You've learned some. Taken some inspiration. You're gonna go back and you're gonna apply it to creative solutions to your business. The second one, which is today's topic, is to get a direct ROI while you're actually in these places. So let me explain. And my hand is getting tired here. I'm out here in Mount Shasta. Look, that's a volcano. Sleeping volcano, starting to wake up. And I mean, look at this. You could just be out here. I'm actually out here this weekend. I brought all my gear with me, my camera gear, my content gear. And I've coming here today, even though I run an online business that's nature-centric, coming out here took a lot of energy, took a lot of stress, took a lot of time and money in a way that was a little bit irresponsible to come out here. But what I realized was growth is stressful, decline is stressful, stagnation is stressful. It's all stressful. It all costs money. It all takes energy. Nothing's ever really worth it. A billionaire needs another billion. A homeless person needs another dollar. No one has time. No one has energy. No one has money. Okay, you're never gonna have enough time, enough energy, enough money. You're always going to have to carve out time. Okay, just like in nature, a little squirrel running around, hyperactive. You think he's just got too much energy, but if you put yourself in the squirrel's body, your heart is probably pumping, your muscles are burning down energy. And what is this squirrel doing? He's running around, being hyper, collecting nuts. So he's burning energy to forage for nuts, to replenish the energy he burned, just so he can burn some more. This is, in our human life, the same thing. Anything you do, you're just being sucked away. You're being sucked away for time and energy constantly. So that's never going away. Realize that. Second of all, coming out to these places when you have so many spinning plates, like a business, even if it's online, even though it's automated, you have so many spinning plates that the idea to even carve out like time away from spinning plates just to go to a place like this makes you not even want to go to a place like this. I did not want to come here. I mean, I wanted to, but I had 100 excuses and reasons, logical ones, not to come here. So I made it a point. I'm like, hey, wait, this is never going away. This thought process, like, oh, I don't have time, I don't have energy. It's never going away. So, and everything is stressful. So I might as well just come here anyway. And I'm going to put more leverage on myself because I have so many spinning plates to learn how to not lose those plates while coming out and doing stuff like this. So the obvious solution was, what can I do other than just enjoying the peace here and make this whereas I don't lose those spinning plates. So my entire business relies on images, videos, text, content, essentially, and automations like emails, all that. It's a website, okay? And fulfilling products. So I brought my products here. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna shoot the best content I can. I'm gonna use my drone. I'm gonna get sick, aerial shots, nature. I brought my products. I did some sick product shoots out with mountain backgrounds. I just brewed some ancestral coffee, some of the purest coffee in the world I have access to, which is a new startup I'm working on. And I just brewed some. I had some right now, so I'm like, ooh yeah, okay. And I'm gonna take all that content, I'm gonna edit it, and hopefully when I post it, it'll yield some sales because it's looks like high production content. It's nice. It's my products out in nature. It's videos out in. It's me using them in nature. It's very related, and now I could achieve the same results by just shooting this in my backyard or in the park. Matter of fact, I've done that, and that's how I've been doing it for most of the time. And you yield the same results. So you don't really have to come out to a mountain to shoot the content for your product. But because I want to come here, maybe I can up the bar a bit, take people on a journey with me, and still get the same results, maybe even better. Who knows what kind of creative stuff you can come up with being out in places like this. And I did come up with more creative stuff because, I'm like, here I am in nature, like using these products, or I found just little subtle ways, little different angles. Might hit a different totally market. Who knows? I don't know yet. But that's one simple way. So let's say you're a guy who sells insurance and you're like, okay, well, how does this relate to me? Simple ways. Look, especially why I told you this wasn't possible till today is because everything you need, you can bring with you. I brought my gear with me. I have internet connection. You can now buy a Starlink satellite. Starlink, right? High-speed internet, no matter where you are. Before, that was only available to homes and RVs, but now they made the Starlink Mini, which you can fold and put in a backpack. So you can literally get a MacBook, because they have 12-hour batteries, get a Starlink, okay, pack it into your tent, get a tent, pack it up, you got internet, you got your, like I just brewed coffee here, so you can bring your water, you can bring your little camping stove, you can bring your food, dehydrated food, pack it all in a bag. I met a guy here who goes mountaineering for 8 days at a time. Like he goes out into the mountains and just stays there for 8 days, doesn't come down. He has one big backpack and he just puts all his food. He has his little radio in case he breaks his leg. And like, he doesn't have a Starlink. He's not trying to build a business up here, but I'm just saying, how could you get an ROI? Bring your Starlink, bro. Bring a Starlink, camp out here, be out in the mountains. You don't think you can code the best SaaS business surrounded by nature? I mean, the weather here is perfect. There's no rain. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. There's no bugs. It's literally perfect. You can just sit here under a tent for 12 hours, bring a little solar generator, and you can stay here for 5 days coding and stuff like that. The amount of solutions that are going to come to you because you're such a state of relaxation, surrounded by ultimate design, creative design. You're going to get the best ideas to your solutions. And imagine you're working in an environment where you don't have to escape. It's like if I'm working on a SaaS business and I'm coding 15 hours a day and I'm imagining, when I get the vacation, when I get this, it's like, well, why do I have to escape if I can just work here? Right? So let's say you're doing something like insurance. I totally skipped the insurance. That guy has a radio on him in case he breaks his leg. Okay? That's already an insurance market right there. So let's say you sell insurance, life insurance to people, and you come up here and maybe you shoot some content about life insurance. Look, you like to camp, blah, blah, blah. You mountaineering. You talk to that mountaineering guy, and you're worried, like, what's $140 in case something happens to you while you're out 8 days? The probability is so high. Now, these people have a harder time getting insurance anyway, but you get the point. Or let's say, like I said, you have a Starlink now. You can come and rip calls, insurance calls from here as long as you want, for as long as you can stay. You can just sit here. You have your internet connection. I mean, imagine how good your tonality will be and perspective and sales pitches will be when you're just sitting here calling people, selling life insurance while you're engaging with life. You can do that. So why don't you do that? Now you're like, maybe I don't like the mountains. And this is not for you. To even explain to you why it's nice to be here is a whole different video, and I don't need to convince you. This is for the person who likes to travel, likes to go out into the outdoors and is like, how can I do this where I got so many spinning plates? Is to realize, again, that stress is never going away, and then to put leverage on yourself to, one, learn how to put automations in, because like you're never going to be ready. So you have to actually pull the trigger, and in pulling the trigger, you start putting plugs, finding the leaky holes in your system, in your organization, and then putting plugs and automations so that you can disappear for a week, maybe more. Maybe first you test out disappearing for 3 days, maybe then a week, maybe then a whole month, where everything can just run without you. And you only learn that as you jump into that field. You're never going to be ready, like, okay, now it's time to automate, until you're forced into a position where you're having so much growth or lack of time that you need those automations. Second of all is find a way to get the ROI being in these places. Just like how I just told you of the 3 examples with the SaaS, the insurance, with e-commerce, right? There are ways, you can think of hundreds of ways to get an ROI on being in places like this. It doesn't have to just be sitting here and just meditating and enjoying the outdoors. That's great too, and I've done that. But the thing is, when I do that, I get so creative. I'm like, yo, I need to put this somewhere. And then I shoot a video. And then I start doing a product shoot. Like, I can't help it. It's too amazing, right? And when it's so amazing, it's inspiring. When you're inspired, you want to create. So, again, most of this is a mental game of just fighting that I don't have enough time and energy, and realizing there's never that when is never coming. I'll do this when, I'll do this. It's never coming. The ducks in a row are never coming. It's about carving time and making time and energy. You're not going to have it. You're going to have to reclaim it, grab it back, and it's going to hurt, and it's going to cost energy, and it's going to cost money. And by doing that, though, you leverage yourself. You put leverage, you put pressure on yourself to make 10 times that, and to take that vacation and like extract that, whether it's socializing and meeting the kind of people here that could, I mean, look, the mountaineering guy I met, he sold his nutrition store for enough money that he's been just doing this for years. He doesn't have a job. He's just chilling. So I'm like, what, a nutrition store? I'm like, how much did this guy make? Like, he's just out here in the mountains for like days on end. He just doesn't give a shit. And he's in his like late 40s. He's not that old. Already retired, just living in the mountains because he can. So put pressure. That leverage is going to teach you, okay, I got to learn how to build this plane as it's flying. You got a small little runway, and you got to figure stuff out as you're reading the manual, and it's going to be a little clunky. There's going to be turbulence, but that's the leverage you're going to get. That's going to allow you to now get paid to go and travel. You're going to get paid to go outdoors, because now you know every time you go outdoors, you make a couple thousand off of these videos. Or you meet people in a network that just, the ROI is endless. And what did you actually pay to be a couple $300? Okay, it's not bad. You made a couple thousand back. I'm not saying I'm going to make 1,000. Who knows? We'll see when I launch it, and I'll let you know if I do. But that's the message here, is being that squirrel and realizing the energy is going to be taken away from you constantly. It costs energy to reclaim it, and then using that leverage to find more pockets. That pressure to find more pockets of leverage in your day-to-day. And that way you can live a life of your dreams without imploding the things you're working on. This is Goober Stoots coming at you from Mount Shasta, Spring Waters. There was no Sasquatch here. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Stay free.